So do you consider Russia the most dangerous place in the world? Like, what about North Korea, Iran,
Oh,
ISIS?
that's okay. You already put Russia in that category. Yes,
Well, all right.
I think you're right. It's definitely not, I mean, as bad as North Korea or Iran, but I'm afraid, we're much closer to these countries than to Europe. Because it's unlike North Korea or unlike the Soviet Union under Stalin, Putin doesn't use mass repression. So there's no gulag as it was before. But if you are in the opposition and if they think you're dangerous, that you're done. So they don't care. So in the Russian courtroom, it's just no matter what you say, the man in uniform was always right. That's a rule. So they established it when they arrested me first time in 2007, and since that it always works. So if they want to put you behind bars, you can have all videos in the world, and the word of the policeman stands as the final truth.
One of my friends told me that Putin was taking martial arts lessons from Steven Seagal. Is that true?
I don't know. Unfortunately, there are quite a few people that are willing to visit Russia and just to share with Putin their knowledge, because definitely these days Putin pays very generously for any company. But I think Putin in general, is not keen on following any game with the rules. When people ask me whether my chess experience helping in Russia in my political and public activities, I said that my answer was negative, because I said in chess we always had fixed rules and unpredictable results. So in Russia it's exactly the opposite.
So that's very good. You thought a few years ago, I think maybe it was around 2010, that Putin wouldn't make it, that he wouldn't last.
Look,
and what changed your mind?
No,
or nothing changed your mind. You still think he won't last?
Yeah, it's not just Putin. It's all about sort of the domestic reaction, international reaction. So I was under the impression that the Russian elite, the establishment, they will not be ready to accept Putin as the sort of all-powerful dictator, because right now Russia is being ruled by a dictator, and this is the most dangerous form, far more dangerous than Soviet Union or China today, because when you have Politburo or Central Committee of the Communist Party, when you have more people engaged in the decision-making process, it offers some form of stability. Not that I'm arguing that it was a good system, but they resist attempts of a leader. Remember Khrushchev and just what's happened in China. They always try to preserve the framework of this collective decision making. Now, one-man dictatorship is the most dangerous form of governance, because it's all about one man. It's about his charisma, and he needs to prove his invincibility, his greatness.
So, how fast do you think the economy will collapse, and he'll be forced to go big time on this?
Okay, I think that now it's clear. Putin will die in Kremlin. So the bad news is that we don't know when and how it happens. The good news is he doesn't know either. It's a fate of all dictators. I think it might happen sooner than anybody expects. The problem is, when it goes, it will not lead to sort of a new democratic Russia, because what happens after every dictator, they live behind a desert. He's there for a long time because he eliminated political opposition, and he spoiled the minds of millions of his compatriots. What I also know from history, because I trust the lessons that we can learn from similar periods in our history, is that longer we wait, is worse is the outcome. So Putin is dangerous, yes. Confronting him today is dangerous, yes. But tomorrow the price will go up. no matter how bad is the outcome today, tomorrow it will be worse. And the day after tomorrow, it will be even worse. Again, 36, 37, 38, 39. And the greatest danger is that at a certain point, when he already crossed all the bridges and burned all the bridges. But when he brings the entire nations behind him, because they believe he has his lucky star, he can take whatever, Sudetenland, Austria, Danzig, Crimea, without any fight. So it's so easy. People believe that they must follow. And then you have not one crazy dictator and he's in a circle, but the entire nation rallying behind him. So I think it's unlikely because Russia today, politically, economically, militarily, is not as strong as the Soviet Union or Nazi Germany. But again, the nuclear weapon creates sort of a new equation. And hopefully we'll never deal with that because, as you said, economy is biting. And if sanctions stay for another year, I think, it might lead to quite a dramatic and unexpected collapse.
And so what should the West do, just to conclude? I mean, so you say they're doing sanctions. What should they do?
No, they're doing small sanctions, very mild. So there's a lot of room to expand on the sanctions. But before we talk about what West should do, I mean, we should agree on what the West shouldn't do. And playing with Putin on this geopolitical board is more like playing poker, not chess. Because Putin, again, he doesn't care about the rules, but he's very good in bluffing. I say that he always, can win by having a weak hand. He has the pair of 6, and he acts as if he has Flash Royale. Obama has a full house, and he flashed it in the toilet. So what is important with him is just you should be ready to call the bluff, and certain things shouldn't be done. We know Americans are not sending troops to Ukraine or to Georgia, Republic of Georgia. Fine. Why you are saying it in public? So just why you are saying what you are not going to do? This is what kind of negotiation? I mean, you are at the table. So why you are telling your opponent, actually your enemy, I will not do that, I will not do that. Yes, we know you will not do, but shut up. Yes, Russian foreign minister said, the whole idea of sanctions is to topple Putin's regime. Immediately, American embassy in Moscow said, no, this is not a goal. First of all, this is the goal, but shut up, don't say that because they are afraid. Why you're trying to give them comfort? So it's all the governments, they're trying to pretend that they can negotiate. Don't negotiate, so just show strengths. It's all about strengths. Dictators have phenomenal animal instinct. That's why they can survive for so long. And they can strive without indecisiveness and weakness. They can smell it. And they always back off when they feel strengths. So it's in 1948, Harry Truman ordered American air supply to West Berlin. And don't tell me that Stalin in 1948 was less dangerous than Putin today. So for 11 months, American and British planes have been supplying West Berliners. Stalin hasn't shot a single American plane because Harry Truman was not making jokes. He knew he already used most powerful weapon, and Stalin was afraid. He could feel that this is not a man to play games with. So it's the Cold War mentality is not about using force all the time. I think that's what happened with America in the last 14 years, because you had 2 administrations. One president used force all the time, another one doesn't want to use force at all. So there are two opposite strategies, and both are wrong because you want to be in the position to make a credible threat. You want to have credibility, and the problem is that the credibility of the Oval Office, so the most powerful office in the free world, has been badly damaged. And what is needed now is to restore it, and not to sort of play into the hands of Putin, who can use every opportunity, just to split, the coalitions, because he doesn't care about reputation. He can say whatever he wants. He can lie. He doesn't have a Congress. He doesn't have the free press. So this is an advantage of a dictator. And we just have to.
I certainly thought one of Ronald Reagan's more brilliant moves was he was worried about Cuba, he was worried about Nicaragua. So what does he do? He invades Grenada under ostensibly that there's some American medical students he's worried about. My joke about that, by the way, is we really wanted to save American lives. We'd have made sure they never came back. But you know, it's a little bit like Putin invading Crimea, which was sort of easy, but it scared everybody and makes him think, you know, that it's credible that he wants to do more.
I have a very different view because I was born and raised behind Iron Curtain. So, and from our perspectives, you know, what Harry Truman and Ronald Reagan did in confronting communism was, you know, was indispensable. So, and we're grateful that there were those strong presidents who actually stood against communism and helped us to be liberated.